Today we formally inaugurate our 165th year as an institution of higher education here in this place. We will also dedicate a building, a very visible symbol of academic excellence that will be used on this campus throughout the next century. Indeed, this is a day rich with symbols, where we have seen the symbols of the college, the symbols of the pledge of academic excellence, of integrity that our students have made and that have made here before us, a very visible sign. We've seen our symbol of our shield, of our encompasses all that we are as an educational institution. We thought long and hard about who we as an institution wanted to invite as our speaker today. And in the context of this new beginning of an academic year, in the context of the beginning of this opening of this new building, we wanted to think of a person that whose life has encompassed our values. In fact, I first met our speaker when I was in my first year in higher education, and I met her when she was a trustee of an institution where I served. And I remember her kindness, the kindness that was shown to me at a luncheon gathering. I was so certainly not the president, not the vice president. I was the director of admissions. And I remember how interested she was in what I did and what my role was. And I believed at that point in time, Jane Beshear to be a person of integrity, to be a person that understood that all of the important decisions are not made at the top. As we have moved forward as an academic institution in the last few years, in many respects, those things that we have valued have been the areas of emphasis and those things that have been valued in the life of Jane K. Beshear, the First Lady of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. In fact, her points of emphasis in her life have been around business, equine, healthcare, and teaching. And these points of emphasis are our pillar points of emphasis in the college today. As a businesswoman and equine enthusiast, Mrs. Beshear has served on several boards, including the board of directors of the Equestrian Events Incorporated, the organizer of the Rolex 3-day event, the Kentucky Horse Park Foundation, and the World Equestrian Games Board, the organizer of the All-Tech FDI World Games. Mrs. Beshear, a former teacher, is dedicated to providing a good education for Kentucky's children. Almost 20 years ago, she helped establish the Kentucky Literacy Commission to help children get a head start in school. And more recently, she organized the Graduate Kentucky Initiative to focus on dropout prevention and increasing graduation rates in Kentucky's public schools. As a healthcare advocate, Mrs. Beshear promotes breast cancer awareness through Horses and Hope and the annual Celebration of Hope Luncheon. The Horses and Hope initiative provides breast cancer education and treatment referral to equine industry workers and their families. The annual Celebration of Hope Luncheon hosts breast cancer survivors from across the Commonwealth. Mrs. Beshear introduced the Governor's Garden effort to share her passion and increase awareness about the benefits of locally grown produce and protecting our natural resources. Her Green Team program involves taking low-cost measures that lower utility costs and reduce our carbon footprint. She's also served as a volunteer board member of many civic organizations, including the Kentucky Commission on Women, Recovery Kentucky Program, and Generations United Seniors for Kids. As Midway College encourages our students to be servant leaders, Mrs. Beshear lives her life doing just that. Her personal motto is personal responsibility, and she lives up to that by leading through example and serving others. I've experienced that integrity that is her life. It is a great pleasure and privilege to introduce our student, Jane Beshear, the First Lady of the Commonwealth.
Yes, excuse me, allergies in Kentucky. It's a reminder to each of us that when you meet someone, the impression that you make is something that is lasting. And if I leave our young people and all of us with anything else from today, that's something I think we should all remember. And as I watched your beginning of this convocation and the symbols that are here, I thought to myself that not only are these symbols of your college and what your emphasis is for the young people coming and beginning today a journey, but I thought that as an individual example, the flowers are the beauty of the life that these young people have before them. The puzzle, as the faculty were putting that together, your experience, the step you make today, is the beginning of the puzzle of your own life and how your education fits in with wherever you go and whatever you do. And your signing of this commitment means that you are taking that personal responsibility of your own to make a commitment today. I want to say a special thank you to Midway and the equine program, because as I drove in today, the first thing that I saw at the sign were 2 horses and 2 riders. And if you ever want to get to my heart, let's put a horse right in front with a rider on it that is smiling for all they have because of the enjoyment and the beauty that that brings into the lives of those that have that interest and that passion. And I am one of those. And today, coming in here, it reminded me of how important and what a unique college this is. Because as a person who rides horses and loves horses and who owns a small farm, to come here today, it made me feel right at home. The rolling hills that surround this college gives Midway that totally Kentucky feeling. It's everything that we think about when we think about Kentucky. We think about the beauty, we think about the horse, and we think about the people. So, unlike any other campus, anywhere in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, Midway totally represents what we think of and what others think of when they think about Kentucky. As a former teacher, I not only admire the beauty that surrounds these students and the faculty and the staff, but also the quality instruction and the opportunities that abound for everyone here. Just coming into this building today and having been on this campus a number of times, it reminds me, it brings back a lot of memories, fond memories, of my first days in college and my first days as a classroom teacher. I can always remember that feeling as summer started to end of the energy and the excitement that that first day of school and then that first day of college would bring. Thinking about the endless possibilities for the students and for the teachers. So we're here today to celebrate the beginning of new opportunities for each of you as students. The opportunities of making new friends, of perhaps connecting with friends from your past, to give you the opportunity and to hopefully encourage you to face for the first time the new challenges that await you as you embark on your college career. In some cases, it can be frightening, especially to those who are away from home, away from their families and familiar surroundings, maybe for the first time. But those fears and those anxieties will quickly be overshadowed by the excitement of the new opportunities that you will be facing in the days to come. Now, I'm just a bit older than most of the students. I didn't say all the faculty and staff. But as First Lady, I've traveled around the state meeting women and men of every age and background. And I want to tell you that for those of you entering today, your first day of college, that there has been no generation in the history of the Commonwealth that will be greeted with the opportunities that you're going to find, and that you're going to find right here at your new home of Midway College. Today, your life stretches in front of you. And my question to you, students, are you ready for these opportunities? Are you ready to take advantage of what's being offered to you? Are you ready to step up and seize the educational opportunity and use it to live a life that not only makes something of yourself, but also makes a difference for the world around you? It's entirely up to you. Midway is a wonderful school with a long and distinguished history. But you can see that it's not a school that's content to live in the past. It's growing in size and sophistication. Enrollment set a record earlier this year. In 2010, Midway doubled the size of its Lexington campus and opened a new campus in Radcliffe. It's adding programs. It now offers doctoral degrees. It's using the internet to offer online classes. So many opportunities. And I truly hope that you're ready to take advantage of everything that Midway has to offer. I believe, and I live my life on this belief, that each individual is responsible for his or her own success. What you gain from your college experience is not the responsibility or the duty of your professors and the administrators. It's yours. It's your responsibility to make the most of this opportunity, to see the possibilities in each new encounter, to delve into your studies and your surroundings, to take it all in, to process it, and to graduate knowing that you lived and learned every moment of your college career. It will go by so quickly. So I challenge you today to live up to that responsibility. In fact, I hold you to it. Likewise, it's up to you to abide by the honor code that you just signed this morning. Honesty, integrity, and civility will allow you and your fellow classmates to become not only better students, but better people. This honor code has been a part of the history of Midway, but it's not outdated notions, but it's practical principles that will help you not only academically while you're here, but also, and probably more importantly, it'll prepare you for the challenges that you will face after you leave Midway as an employee, as a parent, as a friend, and as a good citizen of your community. The Midway faculty is here to help you on your journey through teaching and listening, through guiding you through difficult times. Now, while I ask the students to take responsibility for their education, I challenge the staff and faculty to set high expectations of this class. High expectations lead to empowered students that reach above and beyond what they feel they're capable of. High expectations let students know that teachers and administrators believe in them and want them to succeed. High expectations are crucial in producing a quality, educated workforce for tomorrow. And high expectations are the barometer for success in the 21st century. Kentucky is no longer competing with itself or its neighboring states. Kentucky competes with the world. And you as students, upon graduation, will be competing with fellow graduates from all around the world. And that world is looking for people that don't want to take baby steps. They're looking for people that will take giant steps. So again, I say, it's up to you. Now, I have to be a little bit selfish and say that upon your graduation, I want you to look around, not only Midway, but Kentucky, and to see that your talents that you've honed while you've been at Midway are needed here. This is a state that's determined to overcome historical problems of poverty, of poor health, and the lack of education of some of our people. We're moving forward, but we need to move faster, and we need you, the graduates of Midway. And there's no time to waste for Kentucky. I think we all agree that the last few years have been financially difficult, not only for our nation, but the world, and right here in Kentucky. Everyone's been faced with financial challenges. Our families, our businesses, our governments. Schools have all had to make sacrifices to pick and choose which priorities are most deserving of crucial resources. Your families have made financial decisions, difficult ones during this point in time. And they are sacrificing that you can be here today to begin this first day of your college career. The governor, my husband, has had to deal with this financial situation and work to balance the budget in Kentucky numerous times. But the thing that he has felt is so important, regardless of how many times you had to balance a budget or figure out how to make ends meet, was that education was the most important area, that it was most important not to make education suffer. Because he feels, as do I, that only through education can we move forward as a state, as a people, and as individuals. Midway College is an integral part of what this state needs. Your pillar programs, equine, business, education, and health sciences. These are tailored not only to Kentucky's challenges, but also to Kentucky's opportunities. Now, I know that each student has a unique college experience. You may be here to pursue your interest in healthcare through nursing or pharmacy, or to become a teacher through the education curriculum, or to hone your business skills in an effort to enter the corporate world, or to turn your passion for horses into an equine-related career. Whatever path you choose, you should use integrity, commitment, and passion. Don't do anything halfway. This is your time, your chance to fulfill your dreams. So embrace each day with a positive attitude and a renewed commitment to your education, and that education is your future. I want you to think just for a minute of the young women who attended the first years of this school nearly 160 years ago, when it was known as the Kentucky Female Orphan School. I would like to, for you, each of you, whether you are a student or whether you are a graduate or a member of the faculty or staff, to put yourself just for a moment in the shoes of those young women and listen to the description, which I took from your school's history, of what their life was like. In Antebellum, Kentucky, the few girls who received formal education were taught to read only because it was considered necessary for their roles as mothers. When they reached adulthood, they would read the Bible to their children. Female orphans were rarely offered even this meager amount of schooling. Without education or parental support and concern, the most many could hope for was a lifetime of drudgery as a maid or a laborer. Students, you have no restrictions. You have no such frustrations. And you do not have the limitations that these young ladies did 160 years ago. Opportunity stretches before you. Please don't waste it. You owe it to yourself and to the women who came before you to seize the moment and to leave here prepared to make a difference. I wish you a successful school year filled with knowledge, friendship, new experiences, and fun. Thank you.